So in today's video, I'm going to discuss about how to quickly go through a journal paper. So basically here I presume that you have collected 100 to 200 papers and you want to reduce this set to a smaller number. Now one thing I will recommend at this stage is don't try to print these 100 or 200 research papers. Instead, read the PDF files. So you want to save the trees in this process. Now, when you start looking at a paper, quickly go through the abstract and then go to the introduction section. In the introduction section, read the first and last paragraph of the introduction section. Now, in these two paragraphs, the writer of the paper should be able to communicate why exactly is he doing this work and what is the main novelty of the paper with respect to the papers published in the past. Then you go to the method section and scan through the subsection titles in the method section and any diagrams which are there. So you look at the diagrams and you look at the captions in those diagrams. So from these you can figure out something about what exactly is the main contribution of the method section in this paper and what are the methods the writer has used for doing this problem. Then you go to the results and discussion section and look at the configuration which the writer has used. Then you go through the subsection titles of the results and discussion section. And again, you go through the captions of the figures and the tables. And from these, you try to figure out what exactly are the main results which the writer has tried to communicate in the paper. So in this case, for example, you may see some diagram showing the computer time taken by different methods, or you may see something about like Monte Carlo simulations or some method like that. So you can get a good concept from these results as to what exactly the writer is trying to do in this paper. Then you go through the conclusion section and you read this section much more carefully. So in the conclusion section, the writer should bring out what is the basic contribution of the paper and what are the main discoveries he or she has made in this paper. So this will tell you a lot about whether these discoveries are in tune with your own thinking or not. Then you quickly go through the results and discussion and you try to see if the literature survey conducted by the writer is recent or not. So sometimes some paper may cite very old papers, but some of the papers may actually be newer. So you want to make sure that the reference list contains papers which have been published in the last 3 to 5 years. So these are the papers which are of importance to you because these papers basically tell you where the field is going. Now at the end of reading this paper, you should be able to answer 3 main questions. That is why the person has done this research, how has he done this research, which is the basic methods, concepts. And then the third thing is what are the main discoveries which have come out of this paper. You should also quickly go through this paper and see if there are any gaps in the paper. For example, maybe he has done a numerical computation, but the computation took an enormous amount of time. So that's a problem you can probably look into in your research. Or maybe he has used a certain method, but this method is not very good in terms of matching with experimental data. So maybe you can use a new method to solve this problem and that may turn out very well. So some of these concepts can be useful in pointing the direction of your research and your further research proposal writing and so on. So once you have gone through this whole thing, you need to document this somewhere. So in the old days, we used to write it on pencil and paper, but what I recently do is I basically create an Excel spreadsheet, and in that I use the columns to write the title of the paper, the name of the people who have written it, some major points about the abstract, introduction and different section, and basically what are the strengths of the paper and what are the gaps in the paper. So basically you should be able to summarize a paper in terms of 3 sentences. The first sentence tells you that exactly what the writer has done in the paper. The second sentence is how he has done it. And the third sentence is what he or she has exactly discovered by doing all this work. So at the end of the paper, at the end of the whole process, a paper can be condensed to 3 or 4 basic sentences. And these sentences are very valuable and you should write them somewhere, because later when you are doing a literature survey, these are the sentences which you can go back to and use them in your own paper. Now, once you have gone through the whole set of 100 to 200 papers in this manner, you will hopefully be able to bring down this whole set to a smaller set. So to do that, when you read a paper quickly, you need to make a binary 1-0 decision in terms of whether you want to keep this paper in your shortened set or you want to discard this paper from your shortened set. So again, this is a qualitative judgment, but you will have to do it at some stage, because you don't want to have a very large number of papers which you have to read in great detail, because many of the papers contain a lot of mathematics or experimental procedures and complex results and discussions and graphs, and it may take days to read a paper very thoroughly. So it's very important to bring down your longer set to a smaller set of maybe 20 to 30 papers, which you will then read more carefully. So I'll discuss in a later video about how you read a paper much more thoroughly, and then in a further problem we will look at how exactly you go about duplicating the results of the paper, which are sometimes necessary. So thank you very much for listening to me, and I will see you in my next video.